Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hello, people, and welcome. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I haven't done a solo show for a while, but listen, it is the time. Because listen, we got to ask ourselves a question. What is going to happen next season? Now, Man United are linked with Tchouameni to replace Casemiro. Liverpool are confirmed that Arne Slot is staying. But they want to give him the tools to succeed next season. Can Arne Slot turn it around? And I'm like, I kept thinking about this. I swear to God. Yesterday, I was sitting down and I'm thinking about what is going on with Liverpool as well. And I'm like, are Liverpool going to come back to the top again? Can Adam Wharton and Tchaumeni, who Liverpool look like they are leading the race for them, get Liverpool back to the top? Can this guy, Arne Slot, get Isak to play good football again, get McAllister, get these guys? But also at the same time, I was thinking about Chelsea and I'm like, by the way, the reason why I did this poll is because of Chelsea. I'm like, are Chelsea fans interested in next season? I genuinely wanted to know, you know what I mean? Are Chelsea fans, I know that Liverpool fans, regardless of Slot or not, will be there next season. I know Man United fans will be there next season. I know the Arsenal fans, as I was told yesterday, they're going to forget like this and they're going to be back next season. The only fan base that I have a genuine, like, concerned about are Chelsea. So hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk about. Listen, we got a packed show for you today. Listen, I'm doing it early so we can actually discuss. We got the news right here. We'll discuss all the news that is actually happening. There is the Diamond Day. There is the Tchouameni, Man United. There is the Garnacho, and then the Chelsea, of course. The Chelsea moving forward. We got also other things for you. If you guys don't know, I got some videos for you about the Premier League, about like Talk Sport, discussing Arsenal and also discussing all of this. Bro, there has been a lot of discussions about Arsenal lately. And I got a lot of videos as well about the Chelsea relegation and the title race, and this is one of the clips I wanted to show. We're going to discuss a lot of stuff. So hit that like button, subscribe, guys, if you guys are here. And let's actually start. I actually want to start by Liverpool. But before I do that, I want everyone to let me know in the comment section, where are you guys tuning in from? And I'm gonna actually come to all the clubs. Of course, we're going to just go. So hit that like button. Vote as well. I want to know if people are interested or not next season. We cannot be over 200 people here and only have 40 likes. So we need to get to 200 likes, guys. This is it. 200 likes, it will help the channel. It will help the channel massively from America. And let's actually do this. America, fair enough. Tuning in from Judge Mosbig. I know you're from America, you fraud. Kevin, you're absolutely fraud. Michelle from Jamaica, a big up. Come on now, people. Hit that like button. Come on. Let's go. India, Arsenal. Yes, looking forward to next season. Sweden, a big up. Assad, Habibi. Cagliari, Canada, big up. Habibi. Chelsea relegation. I'm going to give you the clip and then you will see what I'm talking about. Manchester home, the only domestic treble in big up. Yes, it's so astonishing that the only teams that won a treble are actually from Manchester. Stamford Bridge, London, big up Habibi, big up Habibi. Of course, France, Arsenal, big up the people from France. Big up. I am tuning in from Moose Village in Egypt. I'm not from a village. I'm from Cairo, from DC, Pennsylvania, Sacramento. Where are the people from England? Judge Mo studio in Canada. I got a studio in Canada and you're tuning in from that as well. From Jordan. Ya salam, ya Habibi. North London. Habibi Osama. Can't wait for Chelsea today when they get beat by Brighton and they are like 7th or something like this. Or 8th. Wallah, we're in for, Chelsea are in for a weird ride over the next some games, wallahi. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. I'm from League One. Big up. Oh, yeah, the Leicester. Leicester, ya Allah, ya Allah, ya Allah, ala Leicester. Of course, big up. Let's start by saying Arne Slot is expected to continue as a Liverpool head coach next season. Sky Sports News understand as the club closing in on a Champions League qualification. Number one, I think you are from Switzerland, but I know Wakanda is in Switzerland. Chavmony. You know where Chavmony is? Between the mountains in Chavmony in Switzerland. This is where the... I think Chavmony is in France, actually. It's actually in the side of France. It's not in Switzerland. I know that. Listen. Hussam, by the way, Hussam, did you vote? Are you interested in next season? Or you aren't interested in next season if Arne Slot stays? But listen, there is actually a couple of things about this. If Liverpool, by the way, I think they're going to clinch the Champions League qualification. I think as of now, they are 7 points ahead of Chelsea. And I think by next game, it will be 10 points if they win the next game. And I think they're going to win and maybe Chelsea are going to lose. And I think literally it's going to be Liverpool qualifying for the Champions League and Arne Slot confirmed. However, if we're looking at Liverpool next season, if Konate renews as it stands, if they get Diamonde, listen, I didn't watch a lot of Diamonde. I don't know, but he looks like a quick guy. I watched some clips, right? Looks very good, quick, physical, strong. Now, Liverpool are targeting to replace Mohamed Salah, will move approved to decision makers. Concrete talks are ongoing with the new representatives. RB Leipzig are keen to adjust his salary to extend his contract. PSG, led by Luis Campos, are also in the race, have already held a meeting with his agent. However, I think if Liverpool have led the race, I think they might land Diamonde. But what struck me is if they want 100 freaking million for Diamonde, why don't Liverpool go and try for someone else? Like, why 100 million? If he's that good for Liverpool to pay 100 million, what happens? Every time now Liverpool are going to be targeting someone, it's going to be a fucking 100 million. Like every now someone from the Premier League targeting a player, it's going to be 100 million. Well, where is the Salah? 35 million. Where is supposed like 70 million euros? Where are these guys? Where is Gravenberch? What happened? 100 million. Are they fucking crazy? Are they mad for real? Is that 100 million that for a player that plays for RB Leipzig? And Liverpool, the problem is they know that Liverpool are desperate because Salah isn't staying. They know that Liverpool are desperate for this. And listen, I can't tell you if this is an overpriced player or not, but this is what happens. Again, as my man here is saying, this is what happens when you splash the cash. This is what happens when you splash. They know that Liverpool have the cash with Wirtz, with Isak, of course. They know that Liverpool have the cash. But listen, his PR as well is big because everywhere I turn, there is Diamonde. But I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say probably that the player is a little bit overpriced. But we gotta move on from this and actually look at his performances and how can Liverpool benefit from this. Can Arne Slot get this guy? And if he has Adam Wharton, I don't think that Liverpool will be able to spend more money than this. Because if this guy's 100 million euros and they spend about 90 million euros on Adam Wharton, which is we're going to come to Adam Wharton, of course. We're going to come to Adam Wharton and his price tag. Can they spend it? Can they spend that much money? Are Liverpool, and they spend that much money? I'm not sure if Liverpool will challenge next season. It all depends on what City do and how Pep stays or not. But there is a possibility that Liverpool go forward and actually maybe come close to the top and not have a bad season. I actually going to tell you, I think it is impossible for Liverpool to have as bad of a season as this season. I'm telling you, it's not going to happen. Liverpool, without a shadow of a doubt, are going to have a better season this season. But can they be close to the top? That is the question that I can't answer until I see Diamondi play and until I see Adam Wharton. But I don't think that Liverpool need Adam Wharton by himself. I still believe that Liverpool need a Tchouameni, need a Declan Rice. They need a kid from Turam. So Aaron, I'm going to ask you something, Aaron. So if you keep saying this, not on the slot, under Arne Slot, we aren't going to be challenging. So why every time I speak with Hussam and other Liverpool fans, they think if they get the window correct, they're going to challenge for the league against Pep and against Arsenal next season. Why is that happen? This is the question. Mo, who do you think will be in a title race next season? It's going to be City's league. Arsenal will challenge, even if they keep Arteta or not keep. Let's imagine they're going to keep Arteta. Arsenal will challenge for the league. But so why do people assume that Liverpool will challenge? Because I'm going to tell you something. I don't think that next season, City are going to be as bad as this season. And I'm going to come to City. City are bad this season. City aren't good. City don't look good. Arsenal are the team that allowed them to come back into the fold. So why? Like, why do people assume, going back to take it back to Liverpool, why do people assume that Liverpool will come back into the fold just right away by signing players? It will require work. It will require a lot of work. It will require actually City to be not as good. Arne Slot can get us to top 5, but I think that's it. I think you won't drop from top 5 next season. I think you will get top 4 next season, not top 5 only. I think Liverpool will guarantee top 5. Liverpool aren't going to be as bad as this season. I'm telling you this from now because Salah is going to be gone. I think you're going to renew Konate. Van Dijk is going to get better. I think Isak is going to be in the team. And I think you're gonna actually get better, even with Arne Slot. I think the belief is gone from him leading these players to true success. Listen, true success for you is actually winning the league title, right? I don't think you're going to win the league title, but I don't think it is beyond the realms of possibility. I genuinely believe, I actually believe that City will actually be the favorites next season if they keep Pep. And I'm going to tell you something. Win this season or not win this season, I think City, even if Arsenal win the league, and we're going to come to the clips, I think City will be favorites next season. I think that is a big statement about a team with 1 loss in 20. Liverpool have 1 loss in 20 only. You know what? 1 loss in 20 will not get you winning the league. It doesn't matter. They draw a lot of games. I think Slot overperformed last season. Yes, he overperformed, but also you don't have to have Mohamed Salah scoring all these goals and having all these assists for you to win the league next season. He is underperforming this season. He will find the style and make it work. By the way, that's an assumption that is not true. Sometimes coaches don't find the style. Amorim couldn't find the style. Ten Hag couldn't find the style that works. There's a lot of coaches that couldn't find the style. And it didn't work for them. You are assuming that he will find the style and it will work. You remember, there is only going to be Van Dijk left next season from the era that won with Jurgen Klopp, that brilliant era, right? That won with Jurgen Klopp. There's going to be only Van Dijk, and he's getting older. Robertson is leaving, Salah is leaving. It's going to be done. these are new players. I know they won the league last season, but it can be a flash in the pan. It can be because Salah had a magnificent season. It doesn't have to be that Liverpool performed very well. Yes, Gravenberch was good. Yes, Trent was good. Yes, McAllister was good, but they weren't majestic. They weren't phenomenal. They were good. Salah was amazing. Van Dijk, I think the two players that stood out to me last season were Salah and Van Dijk. Performance-wise, I think both performed at 10 out of 10 seasons. Everyone else was like a 7 and 8. And I know that you don't have to have everyone there, but it helped as well that Arsenal were not actually challenging well, that City weren't challenging well, and there was no push. And basically, I knew, and everyone knew, that in February, you won the damn league. Chelsea were out, and I'm not saying that you won it because of these guys, but they weren't real challenge. Arsenal last season, if I'm not mistaken, I'm checking, Arsenal last season, all they got, if I'm not mistaken, is like 70-something points. Premier League, 24-25. Arsenal got 74 points. City this season might get more than this. Listen, I'm not saying that there's more challenge, because there is more challenge this season than last season, because City are coming back into the fold, but Arsenal didn't come back into the fold. Arsenal didn't do anything. But before we do that, guys, we got 40 likes away to 100, so hit that like button. Mo, but you are also assuming he might not find a winning system. We're all assuming 100%, but I want to ask you something, and I want to ask all the Liverpool fans something, right? What is always when we assume, okay, there is one thing that if we do a hypothetical, hit the damn like and listen to what I'm about to say, because this is something that is what we do YouTube. There is a hypothetical that when we do it, it's a hypothetical that just to throw a scenario out there to see people's responses. But there are other hypotheticals that you do that are, you need to be the closer to the reality. So I'm going to ask you, JJ, what is closer to reality? And I want to get people's opinion, Fonzie and all the Liverpool fans, Aaron and all the Liverpool fans. What is closer to reality? Arne Slot finding a system that wins, or him not finding the system that wins? What is the bet that the hypothetical that is closer to the reality? From the evidence that we have seen this season, it's him not finding the form. It's him not finding the solution. It's him not finding the formula that win. That's the reality, right? That's closer to reality. It's an assumption still, right? It's exactly this. It's him not finding the system. The second option, it's exactly this. That is the closer to reality, him not finding the system. There are people that are telling me that Slot might be sacked in December. But I want to go back to the positives about Liverpool, to be honest with you. I want to go back to this. Liverpool currently leading the race to sign Crystal Palace midfielder Adam Wharton, but Manchester United are making a strong push and remain firmly in contention. Real Madrid are also in the mix, with Palace demanding at least £80 million. As the battle develops, they may look to generate funds through the players' sales. But I'm going to say something about this Adam Wharton guy. Brilliant player, amazing on the ball. But I think if Liverpool sign Adam Wharton, they still need a DM. That doesn't change the fact that Liverpool need a DM. And I don't understand, why do people sit down and keep saying that Liverpool don't need a DM? I don't understand this. Why do people still think that Adam Wharton solves the problem? He doesn't. You need Tchouameni and Adam Wharton. But I wanted to ask you guys something. If Adam Wharton is between Liverpool, okay, I'm going to put a scenario in front of you. If Man United keep Carrick and Liverpool keep Arne Slot, both offer the same money and the same wages to Adam Wharton, can someone tell me why would he choose Liverpool over Man United, or why would he choose Man United over Liverpool? I want to hear what you guys think, to be honest with you. And what would you choose? What would you choose? What would you choose? Who would you, where would you go? If you were Adam Wharton, where would you go? Liverpool under Arne Slot or Man United under Carrick? Where would you go? Why would you go? Why would you go Liverpool? Don't say Liverpool. Why would you go? I know you're a Liverpool fan, but why? Why would you go Liverpool? I'm going to tell you why I think Liverpool. Okay? And I'm going to give you the reasons why he would think about Liverpool and why would he think about Man United. But I think it's Liverpool. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even with Arne Slot, even if Arne Slot, right? If Arne Slot doesn't do well, I know that Liverpool, most likely, the next manager, they might get a top manager. But if Man United fire Michael Carrick, if Michael Carrick doesn't work, right? Who are United gonna get as a manager after? That's one. Exactly this. This is one of the reasons. Because you know that if Arne Slot gets sacked in December, okay, let's say season of man, because he's okay. If both teams are doing well, Liverpool are closer to title. So the first scenario is both teams are doing well. Liverpool are closer. If you're asking me if Man United do well next season and Liverpool do well next season, we know that Liverpool are closer to winning titles than Manchester United. Okay? But let's go the other scenario. If both clubs aren't doing well, I believe when it goes south for Man United, when it goes wrong for Man United, it fucking goes wrong. Ten Hag, Amorim, Mourinho, Oli, it goes fucking wrong. It goes all the way south. It gets fucked up completely. But with Liverpool, and that is the recent history, that is the last 10 years. With Liverpool, when it goes wrong, like when it went wrong with Jurgen Klopp, and he had all the injuries, and Ozan Kabak, and all of these people, they get it right. The board and the people that run the club, they get it correct. Within 1 year, we saw Liverpool play Europa League, and then the year after, they are in Champions League challenging for titles, blah, blah, blah. Liverpool have more proven recent history that even if it doesn't work for one, whatever it, for the players don't work, a manager, something doesn't work, they get it right. Man United, they won. So for me, there is less risk at Liverpool than Manchester United. And I'm going to tell you something. When it goes wrong for you as a player at Man United, if Adam Wharton goes to Man United and it goes wrong, he ain't leaving to Real Madrid. If Adam Wharton goes to Liverpool and it's not going very well, he's going Real Madrid, he's going Bayern Munich, he's going somewhere like this. That's how I see it, to be honest with you. Like, you know, McAllister, now it's going wrong for Liverpool, right? McAllister are linked to Real Madrid. You see why? Because Liverpool have recent success, right? Liverpool have recent success. I'm not sitting here and claiming that Liverpool will be ahead of Man United next season. That is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the difference between going to both teams. That is what I think, right? Tits up. When Man United, exactly, when it goes wrong for Man United, it goes tits up, to be honest with you. It goes completely tits up. But this is for Liverpool. But this is the news that it gets me. To be honest with you, if I'm a Man United fan, I'm excited. If I see my club, right? If I see my club linked to Tchaumeni, I know that a lot of people don't like Tchaumeni, but I'm going to tell you something. You know, Tchaumeni comes to the Premier League. He becomes one of the stars in the Premier League. And everyone that tells me that Tchaumeni, oh my God, every time I watch him, he's not great. Tchaumeni comes to Man United. Tchaumeni, Bruno, Kobe Meno, that's A-class midfield, in my opinion, in the Premier League. A-class midfield. I think fucking Liverpool should be linked with Tchaumeni, actually. For me, I think Liverpool should be fucking linked with Tchaumeni, in my opinion. That is my opinion. And for me, I'm looking at this, I'm like, Man United linked to Tchaumeni. If Man United get Tchaumeni, Adam Wharton, and they keep Meno, and they have Bruno Fernandes, oh boy, they are cooking. I'm going to tell you how much I think he costs. I think he's going to cost about 70, 80 million euros maximum, or even 65 million euros. I know that everyone thinks that, oh my God, he's going to cost between 55 and 65 million pounds maximum, which is a car price for a player of his quality. That's my think. That's what I think, Tchouameni. That's what I think. I think it's going to cost between 55, 65 million pounds. That's it. Yeah, they bought him for 80 million euros, but they used him. By the way, Real Madrid aren't going to make profit off him, just to let you know. 70 million pounds is a lot of money. 70 million pounds. That's a lot of that money. A lot of money. 70 million pounds is about 85 million euros. I don't think this is what's going to happen, to be honest with you. That's a lot of money. In my opinion, that is a lot of money. In my opinion. How many likes are we on? Okay, are we taking the piss? 65 likes. Are you taking the piss? So I'm sitting here doing a solo show. Hit the damn like, people. Let's get to 200 likes. 200 at least. Come on now. 200 likes is the least we can get here. Come on. It's free, bro. It looks like this. Thumbs up. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm asking you for the likes at least. Push the video. Yeah, they used him in his youth years, and then he used him for 70 million. They're going to sell him for a loss now to replace him. Yeah, 100%. He's going to be better than Casemiro because he's younger, actually. And I think he's actually going to be fantastic. And these are the signings that will get... Listen, Man United get someone like this. That's a winner. That's someone that won. That's someone that won the Champions League. I'm not doing backflips, but hit that like button. I'm going to tell you something. Man United need a winner like this. And if they get a winner like this, I think it changes their fortune, in my opinion. I think it changes. And listen, you see the difference between Chelsea links and Man United links? Chelsea's just signed a 16-years-old player, which is actually fucking weird. Another 16 years old on the books. Oh my God, we're getting a 16 years old. And look at Man United linked with Tchaumeni, Liverpool linked with Adam Wharton, and Liverpool are linked with top players, and Man United and Chelsea. Chelsea are finished. Anyway, Chelsea are absolutely finished. But listen, the problem is, by the way, Chelsea are getting Jackson. Action Jackson is going back to Chelsea. Action Jackson are going back to Chelsea. Ahmad, what is Ahmad saying? Declan is a freak. It doesn't mean he's weak. I don't know what that means. By the way, there is a lot of criticism of Declan Rice. Why Meno to Madrid? Meno is staying at Man United. Meno is not going to go anywhere. He's playing now week in, week out. Why would he go? But listen, I'm excited for the Tchouameni to Man United. Even if they keep Carrick, by the way. Even if they keep Carrick. I think if they get this signing... Okay, can I ask a question? Who would be the better signing if both are the same price? Tchouameni or Adam Wharton? If both are the same price, who's the better signing? Who got the better player? Who got the better deal? Is it Tchouameni? If Tchouameni goes to Man United, and Adam Wharton goes to Liverpool, who got the better one? Tchouameni or Adam Wharton? Which one do you think is better? I actually think Tchouameni. I think Tchouameni is... I like Adam Wharton. I just think Tchouameni is just the better player, to be honest with you. I think he's the better player. And I think that Liverpool should be in for him instead of Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton is secondary for them because they have fucking McAllister. Liverpool keep telling us McAllister is this, McAllister is that. Just McAllister need to do his job. Tchouameni as a DM, McAllister is there, Florian Wirtz. Just get it going, bro. Adam Wharton, with all due respect, Adam Wharton, McAllister and Wirtz, that's a weak midfield as well, physically, isn't it? It's a weak midfield physically. So come on. What are we doing here? I think Liverpool should be trying to get this guy, in my opinion. That is what I think. to be honest with you. By the way, Chelsea are open to selling Argentine forward Alejandro Garnacho, just 8 months. The winger has 8 goals in 8 games, with 4 coming in domestic cups against lower oppositions. The Blues paid Man United. I think this is the biggest W for Manchester United this season, is getting rid of Garnacho for 46. A pure profit Garnacho for 46. I actually think that this player isn't a Premier League quality player. He can go to La Liga and try his best. I don't like this player. I think his antics is bad on the pitch. I saw the last game. Palmer was yelling at him, Kukurea. Kukurea literally lost his shit. Lost his shit when Man United scored on Alejandro Garnacho. He just didn't want to take all his frustration on him. But he kind of did. And I'm like, listen, he's absolutely shit, bro. He can go play in Serie A for sure as a winger or something. Like, listen, maybe Chelsea should pay money and send him to AC Milan, and they can get, what's his name? Rafa Leao. Maybe that's what Chelsea need to go. They're going to sell him. And then listen, this guy is terrible. He's awful. I don't like him. Liam Rosenior is not, by the way, this is the beginning of the news. It's the beginning of Liam Rosenior leaving the club. Sources, Liam Rosenior feels that he's not getting the support from the club. Senior figures of the club believe a new direction is needed. By the way, it's good news for Chelsea, actually. If this news is true, maybe we can see Chelsea back next season. Maybe we can see Chelsea doing better next season. If this is true, and there are people that think that Chelsea are in for a different direction, maybe that is what they need. And maybe they need a new fucking manager. Get fucking Iraola, you fucking frauds. Fire this man and get Iraola. Fire this guy and get fucking Iraola, you frauds. Absolute frauds, bro. Absolutely frauds. This is what they need. Iraola will take Chelsea tomorrow. If you're asking me which top manager goes to Chelsea, Iraola will take it tomorrow. Iraola will take the job tomorrow. You think Iraola is going to reject Chelsea if they ask him? My man Iraola worked at Bournemouth. Iraola, he sold his players and he still stayed. Definitely work at. Definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. Will absolutely take the Chelsea job tomorrow. And that would make it exciting. Next season, I don't want fucking Rosenior to be at Chelsea. I actually don't want even Arne Slot to stay at Chelsea. I want better managers. I don't know. Who's going to take him? Would you take Chelsea job? Areola. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Areola. It doesn't matter. But if people think that he's going to go back to Spain, where is he going to go? Would you take Chelsea, or would you take a Sociedad or a Getafe or Valencia? You would definitely take a Chelsea job. Unless you're going to go Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico. Why? Real Madrid. Do you think Areola is going to Real Madrid? Yeah, definitely. He's choosing Real Madrid ahead of Chelsea. Yeah, but I don't think Real Madrid as of now. If he's linked to Real Madrid, maybe Chelsea can try to get Xabi Alonso then. I think he's like on 55 pounds. Like he takes 55 pounds a week or something like this, or 60. I think that's what he's getting. That's what he's getting. But now, listen, I wanted to ask some people something about this. If it's only City and Arsenal next season, and Arsenal keep Arteta, what's the point? Right? What's the point? Castro, you remember for 5 months. If you want Arsenal to lose the league, hit the like. I don't want Arsenal to lose the league. Why would I want Arsenal to lose the league? Can I get a yes or no in the chat? Can I get a yes or no? No, actually, can I get... Do you want Arsenal to win the league or City to win the league? Just one name. Not a yes or no. Do you want Arsenal to win the league or City to win the league? Just type one name only in the chat. People want Arsenal or they want City to win the league? They're more City than Arsenal or more Arsenal than City. I really want to know. Big up Castro. Thank you, Habibi, for always being a member. I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna do the poll if we reach a fucking 100 likes. If we reach 100 likes, we aren't even on 100 likes. If we reach 100 likes, I'll do the poll. I'll do the poll. I can actually do the poll. Okay, actually, let's actually do the poll. Everyone, here you go. I'm gonna do a poll, but hit the like first and vote. Who do you want to win the league? Now, who do you think? Arsenal, Man City. Here you go. Hit the like button first and vote. It's very simple. Let's go. Hit the like button and then vote. Anyway, let's just move on from this. And I wanted to show you guys some stuff. No, before we do that, I wanted to show you this. What was said yesterday on the Chelsea by Louis on the football terrace. Let's actually listen to this. I hope that you guys can hear. I want to make sure that you guys hear. Let's go.
The only players, I think the only, retort I'd have to that, I think Cole Palmer's definitely one who's on the firing line there, as is Esteval. But that's because they were signed for £40 million each. If you're Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, I mean, Reece, Reece.
Can you guys hear in the chat or no? Can you guys hear this or no?
For me, feels a little bit Francesco Totti. Like, we could be down in the championship and I still think he'll be here.
Yeah.
But I think if you look at Enzo and Caicedo as two, as much as you think they'd be players that could be on the chopping block, realistically, the only teams that can afford them are in the Premier League. Maybe Real Madrid, but Real Madrid aren't going to sign a player for £100 million. They're just not going to do it. Like, if you're Enzo Fernandez, his book value now is probably, I think it's just because of what's left in his contract, I think it's about 80 million quid.
What is it? He's deluded, by the way. He thinks that Enzo Fernandez is worth 80 million pounds. That's a lot of delusion, in my opinion. That's a lot of delusion. I don't think that he's worth 80 million pounds. Is it low, guys? Is it low volume? I thought it's very loud. In my opinion, it's very, very loud. It's the same loudness as my mic. 80 million pounds. He thinks that someone is buying Enzo Fernandez for 80 million pounds.
He's not an 80 million pound midfielder. He's not. So Real Madrid are just going to go, well, we can sign someone who's better or just as good for 40 or 50. So Chelsea are going to have a player on their books who's unhappy on a long contract, who doesn't want to be there, who's causing toxicity, and Boehly never wants to make a loss because every single player is a spreadsheet item to him, rather than looking at it as a footballing situation. And it's just, Terry, I would not be surprised, maybe not next year, but I think the season after we're going to go down if it carries on like this.
I don't think that is true. Him saying that they're going to go down is absolute. I don't think that. I was screaming that yesterday. Chelsea aren't going to go down. The Premier League isn't going to allow it. It's not happening. They aren't going to go down because the Chelsea adds a lot of value to the Premier League. They aren't Spurs. The Premier League is a brand now. It's a brand that is sold. It's a brand that is being sold around the world and people pay money to watch it. And the Premier League is thinking about launching its own broadcasting platform, like a Netflix or something. And they think that Chelsea are going to go down. Absolutely not. The Premier League, if they need to sell every single bit of a minute that is being watched outside or outside the stadium to fans around the world for them to make the money. They're definitely not going to allow Chelsea to go down. And they need to. I know that people say that, oh, but they are this, they are that. It's definitely not going to let Chelsea go down. Definitely they aren't. I don't think they will go down at all. Like, this is beyond my mind, and I don't think they're going to go down. Guys, vote and hit the like button, people. Come on. I need 200 votes. I need 200 votes. We're going to go to the next video. I wanted to show you guys some other videos as well. Like this as well. Let's actually listen to what people... Now we're going into the title race completely. Arsenal and City. And I want to hear, by the way, I want to hear from the questions, guys. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to hear what people say in the chat about the title race, because there's a lot of questions that are being asked. I think the Premier League will do everything to not let them go down. What I mean, but they're going to intervene. They're going to have meetings with them. At the end, remember, remember, Chelsea are a part of the brand. Yes, I know they're this is their own club, but it's a brand. It will hurt the other clubs if Chelsea go down because the money will be less. That's what I mean. It's not going to be interfering with referees and stuff, but they will definitely have to change something. Like up, people. Let's hear this.
I think it's very difficult. I think mentally they've taken a knock, both with the cup final defeat, the Bournemouth performance, and then even though, you know, some positives from that performance, to lose again, I think it's really difficult to pick yourselves up. And what Manchester, when we talk about experience, Cara just highlighted it there. Players that understand the pressures can still produce their best in those difficult moments and navigate their way through. I think
yeah, that is very true. By the way, it's a lot of people don't know this. The clubs own the brand. Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea. Yes, there is a regulator, but at the end, they're all in a brand, right? You would try to help Chelsea more than Fulham. Yeah. I know, but they will try to help them. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. They will definitely try to help them. I wanted to actually listen to this video with you guys, not this one, this one. I wanted to listen to this one with you guys, but because there's something here that we can listen to them.
We're on our third right back yesterday.
But that's not the point, is it?
No, it is the point.
You keep ignoring the point.
It's not your point. It's normal to feel nervous, okay? But it's how you react. I don't believe that the injuries that Arsenal have helped them. The right-hand side of Arsenal, Timber.
But are you nervous?
Timber,
just a minute. Are you nervous in individual games? Do you get nervous when you're turning up against Wolves?
Do you want to look at the facts that Timber and Saka are not available for Arsenal?
I hear that, but you've got to win.
See an injury for City.
You've got to win the leagues. But put aside what City are doing and look at what Arsenal are doing.
No, because you have to come.
Hold on. Is Martin Kuhn given the injury excuse here? Is that what he's saying? Is he giving the injury excuse? And is that valid, though, to say that Timber and Saka are out? Well, that's why you have Ben White. Ben White is a very good right back. You chose to not play him. You played Mosquera. Okay, William. So he's providing context. But is that a context for him, for you to not win, though?
No, but if you look at the 4 games that I've just told you, are you nervous as a player when you're 2-0 up against Wolves? Are you nervous in that game? Are you nervous when you're playing against Brentford and you're playing against Forest?
Perhaps Arsenal,
are you nervous
perhaps Arsenal bit off more than they can chew, Simon. They were really big in 4 competitions. Is the workload played a part?
So I ask you something for real. So I'm going to reverse it to you. If from now until the end of the season, okay, the next 5 games, if City lose Haaland and Rodri, and City don't win the league, okay? Would you sit here and say it is context, or you say it's excuse? Like, let's imagine, and I just want to give it I wanna be fair. And I don't think that Arsenal should have, because to be honest with you, you shouldn't need Saka and Timber to win against Wolves or win against Forest away when you're missing a one-on-one. When Eucharist had a one-on-one against Forest from halfway line and completely fucked it up, right? When you missed the 2-goal, when you missed the lead against Wolves, a 2-0 lead, that is not an excuse, to be honest with you. Don't tell me that you need everyone fit to be Bournemouth at home. That is the reality. But I'm going to ask you a question. If Man City lose Haaland and Rodri and lose the league, would anyone sit here and say there is no excuses? Or would you sit and say this context? Haaland and Rodri got injured, so we definitely lost the league. Right? Is that something that you would say? I'm asking the question, right?
But they fixed that.
Maybe that game came just at the wrong time from an Arsenal.
But they fixed that, haven't they?
That game now.
Here's a fact. They've been in this situation twice before, and they've cracked. And it looks like they're cracking again. Why are they cracking again?
Okay, Mo, tell me, Klopp 9 points ahead of Pep, same Arsenal team. Is the league won already? Yes or no? I just wanna say something about this. No, but number one, I think what you are not seeing, my man Sam, is Klopp is just a better manager than Mikel Arteta. Klopp is a better manager than Mikel Arteta, by the way. And by the way, I'm not here providing excuses for Arsenal. Arsenal, they weren't 9 points. They were 6 points ahead of City. They were 6 points. The maximum Arsenal got with the same games, 6 points when City are drawing West Ham and City are drawing Forest. It's absolute failure by Arsenal. It's absolute. Like, you can't tell me that there's an excuse for you drawing against Wolves when you were 2-0 up. Do you think City does this? When drawing against Forest, do you think losing against Bournemouth at home is an excuse? That's ridiculous. So I agree with you. Klopp is just a different manager. And I think Klopp is just better than Mikel Arteta. What are we saying here? You know what I mean? What are we saying? And also, can we just, so Hassan, before we run with this narrative, were Arsenal actually 9 points ahead, people? Were Arsenal ever 9 points ahead with the same games played? Can we confirm this? Because I'm checking every day. They were 9 points ahead with a game in hand for City, which is Crystal Palace. So the maximum Arsenal had was 6 points. Okay. Yeah. Mo, Klopp isn't better than Pep. However, you said that Klopp is better than Pep, by the way, multiple times. When Klopp had a huge lead on Pep, he came through. But Man City never challenged. You finished the league on. And by the way, Klopp got 99 points that season, and he walked the league. Every time Klopp had a lead on Pep, he fumbled. What are we doing here? Twice. Wasn't he leading the Premier League twice and Klopp fumbled? So why are you changing? Why are you changing? Why are you changing? But where am I biased when I said that Arteta completely fumbled the season and he actually let City win the league? I always provide context, right? Is Arsenal 3 points ahead now or no? Absolutely not. See the difference between me and other people. Don't make me say stuff, like, don't tell me that I say stuff that other people say. Arsenal, I never put this, by the way, points on the board. I don't do this. It depends on what the games that you have in hand. If you have a Crystal Palace game at home, I'm putting 3 points for you because that is the most logical scenario. You can still lose the game or draw the game, but you aren't going to tell me here that you aren't going to win against Crystal Palace. I'll never do this. I'm not doing that, broski. Arsenal, that's the difference between. It is not an excuse. I don't think it's an excuse. Huh? I didn't. How did I say? Only thing I wanted to say, people, is that I'm going to be completely honest. Arsenal fumbled. But always the injury thing, it only works, always works for other teams. Like everyone, it never works for Arsenal. Like people, like, never give context to Arsenal. What I mean by this, when Rodri got injured, people said Ballon d'Or winner, he was injured, so City last season completely, almost like got top 5 at the end, blah, blah, blah. When Rodri was in and out of the team, when Rodri comes back, we'll do this, we'll do that. When Gavardiol was injured, we have to go out and buy a center back. Right? But that was context for City, right? I'm not saying that Arsenal have an excuse, because 6 points ahead, there is no excuse for you not to win against Wolves, not to win against Bournemouth, even with Saka and Timber. I'm just telling you, you guys are have the double standards. That's the difference. And you can't argue. When Liverpool had injuries, people said that Isak is injured and then the team is fumbling and everything is bad and everything is bad. You always provide context for other teams. It never happens for Arsenal. That is not the reason why Arsenal lost. You know why? What the reason Arsenal lost? Not because of injuries. Because you chose Madueke, Arteta. Because you chose to play these guys. You chose Victor Gyökeres. You chose to keep Havertz. You chose to keep Martinelli. That's what you guys are failing to see. You know what I mean? That's what you're failing to see. Like Marco here is true. Right? Martin was literally on my show saying about Guardiola is injured. He was saying about Rodri is out when Rodri comes back. And everyone said that, right? And Arsenal still have Gyökeres and Rice, but it's not the same. But I'm not giving Arsenal excuses. Why do people always say that? You know what I mean? I'm not giving them excuses. I'm saying that they fumbled, but I understand why Martin Keown would say that. I'm not fucking glazing Arsenal, you absolute idiot. Why are you an idiot, bro? Where am I fucking... Are you fucking dumb? This is giving me... Bro, I'm losing my... Am I giving excuses to them when I'm fucking saying they are fumbled and they're fucking failing? Are you dumb, bro? Are you stupid? Genuinely, are you stupid? When did I say that they're giving them excuses? Are you stupid, bro? So I'm going to ask you a question. Were you giving City excuses when you said that Guardiola is injured, that Rodri was out of the team, and you have to go and sign Guehi, and people were injured at City? Were you giving City excuses? I'm just asking you. Or were you giving them context? And I'm not saying it's excuses or context. Bro, there is no reason for Arsenal to not win the league this season because City aren't even good. Because City aren't even good. And I'm telling you, you aren't even good. And you know that you aren't good. You're going to get only 80 points. You know, I all fuck off, wallah al-azim people. You guys are absolute idiots. Sometimes you're really, really stupid. That you don't understand. Wallah, your logic goes out of the fucking windows. I didn't. It's Martin Keown who fucking spoken about the injuries. It's Martin Keown. Are you crazy? The big difference is when we had injuries, free season, we all won. Arsenal had 0 injuries. So, but we're talking about this season. And by the way, this season, Arsenal have no excuses because City had injuries as well. Rodri was in and out of the team. Diaz was in and out of the team. Rodri, like City had injuries too. There is no excuses for Arsenal. I'm just explaining what Martin Keown. I'm fucking gonna move on from this. Arsenal have failed in 23-24 when they didn't win, right? City won it. That's the reality. This is fucking weird. You all are fucking strange, bro. Like, seriously, you all become so stupid. Wallah al-azim. You all become idiots and stupid and don't want to hear, right? And don't want to listen, like, at all. When we start talking, like, okay, I need to come here. Okay, you know what? The reality is, I started by saying that Arsenal have failed to win and if Arsenal failed to win the league, you know, and by the way, Arsenal can still win the league and questions, you know the difference between me and you? You guys don't listen. You guys are bipolar. You don't listen. You listen to what you want to listen. I am the same guy that fought Hussam and the others on Al-Ahwa the other day, said that even if Arsenal stumble upon winning the league, at the end, questions should be asked about Arteta's methods at the end of the season. How is that glazing Arsenal? This is stupid. People are really to become stupid. People told me Arteta's elite, even if he wins the league by winning 2 games and losing 3 at the end of the season. If City don't win the league, Arteta's elite. And I said, no. If Arteta limps across the line, questions should be asked about his methods. But that is me glazing Arsenal, you absolute idiots? Are you fucking stupid? You talk about people glazing Arsenal are the people that say, even if Arsenal limp over the line, he's elite and he's fantastic. No, that's not how I don't analyze coaches like this. He's a good coach who crumbles under pressure in front of our eyes. And even if he fucking wins it, and I'm telling you from now, if Arteta wins the league, not by winning 4 out of 5, like, listen, I'm going to tell you, there's 5 games left. If Arsenal don't get at least 13 points, I'm questioning Mikel Arteta. I'm just telling you from now, I'm questioning not his coaching, I'm questioning him cracking under pressure. Flat I'm in the summer, I'm asking people, what needs to change so Arteta doesn't crack under pressure next season? That is what I'm doing. More the difference is Liverpool and City injury-free. We both won. Arsenal injury-free, loses at home to Aston Villa. Yeah, that's fair. And I'm saying this, regardless of injuries or not, there is a problem with Mikel Arteta. At the end of the season, currently, what I'm seeing is Mikel Arteta, as good of a coach he is, and forget the injuries. I don't want to talk about the injuries. He crumbles. He cracks. Literally. Him and his team crack at the end of the season. That's literally what is going on in front of our eyes, regardless of injuries. I am not like you. I don't think one way. I don't have to be extreme. For me, even if Arsenal win the league, and I'm telling you from now, even if Arsenal win the league, but they win, okay, well, how many games do Arsenal have left? How many games do Arsenal have left? Okay, Arsenal have 5 games left. If Arsenal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If Arsenal in the next 5 games win 3 and lose 2, and they win the league, I'm still gonna ask questions. That's the difference between me and you. You always about, oh, all only you have to do is to win. No, I analyze what's in front of me. For example, even though City weren't good in the beginning of the season, I think Pep Guardiola again and again and again finds ways to actually make his system work by Kuzanov, Shirky in the 10 now. What he did. Maybe it came late this season. City, the only difference between this season and the treble season, by the way, the only difference between this season and the treble season is Pep found the formula a little bit later, not in January. He found it in March. That's what he did. He found the formula in March. So these 2 months that Pep was still looking for the formula that he found now. Doku, Haaland, Semenyo, Nouri going forward, underlapping, and Shirky in the 10, and Rodri and Bernardo. That's the problem. Right? That's the problem. Pep Guardiola has proven to us he will always find solution. It depends on when does he find the solution. Will he find it in January? He will win everything. If he finds it in March, he might win a domestic treble, or he might win two trophies. That's the difference in Pep. Pep, at the end of the season, finds a way to win games by having a better system. Arteta crumbles. Yeah, I think he's waffling because the thing about it, what you didn't hear is that I said, injuries or not, what does injuries have to do with Wolves? What do injuries have to do with Bournemouth at home? You aren't going to tell me that Arsenal don't have enough squad to win against Bournemouth at home. Just these 2 games, Arsenal today would have been, with a game in hand to City, 5 points. So remove 2 points and 3 points for Arsenal. 5 points with 3. Arsenal should have been 8 points ahead. Just these 2 fucking games. He's fumbling. He's cracking. He's absolutely now is cracking. These 2 games have nothing to do with injuries. Because I'm going to tell you something. These games, nobody would have, especially Wolves, this is the team that got relegated. They got relegated already. Let's hear the rest of Martin Keown and his See, again, you are being stupid because I said that he's given excuses and I never said that they are valid. And people in the chat said that this is context, like William said he's given context. I said these are excuses and people told me that Igal was saying the same thing. I never agreed with them. You see why? You hear what you want to hear. Martin Keown said injuries. And people in the chat told me, Mo, it's not excuses. I said the word excuses before you say it. And William and other Arsenal fans said it's context, it's not excuses, right? And then people started saying, oh, it's excuses. It's not excuses.
Again,
let's discuss that at the end of the season.
never mind City. Why are they cracking? And it looks like they've been in.
I want you guys to hear the next part because this is where I am.
Before, and they've cracked, and it looks like they're cracking again. Why are they cracking again?
Let's discuss that at the end of the season.
I disagree with this. Let's discuss this at the end of the season. I completely disagree. And I want to have...
And they've cracked.
Again, let's hear.
And it looks like they're cracking again. Why are they cracking again?
Let's discuss that at the end of the season.
Never mind City. Why are they cracking again?
Because, look, the squad players that come in.
He's going to give excuses. And why? Ya Habibi, leh, why? You know why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Are you crazy? Well, guys, I don't think Osam ever sent me a super chat. Wallahi. Guys, W is in the chat for Osam sending me a super chat. Osam sending me a super chat. That never happened in the history of this channel. 3 years. Osam never sent me a super chat. Wallahi, this is crazy. Like that, Habibi, shukran. Allah, I don't, like, why are you doing this? He's gonna, تخصمهم من الفلوس بتاعت MHF, he's gonna cut is he gonna, bro, he's gonna cut them from MHF money. He's gonna tell me you owe me. But thank you. Let's read the super chat now. But before I read the super chat, just to be fair, before I read your super chat, I need to read Marco's super chat first. I'm sorry. Mo, is it fair to talk about the specific games and say we lost because City's press was great? City had a moment of brilliance. Cast missed golden chances. Pep found his team and Saka was missing. Number one, Saka this season hasn't been great. I don't think Saka would have done a lot. Okay, let's establish something, Marco. I don't think Saka would have done a lot. Okay, number one. Number two, City's press wasn't even great. You bypassed the press and you got the ball to Kai Havertz and you got the ball to Madueke and your press was good. You just didn't do anything about it. Kai missed the golden chances, absolutely yes. But also City missed chances as well, right? Are we forgetting that Semenyo was one-on-one and he slipped? That's luck. Are we forgetting that Semenyo, the ball was played to him twice and he slipped? That's luck. Are you forgetting that Doku dribbled inside the 18 and had a shot that didn't come through and that was a clear chance? Are we forgetting that? Are you forgetting that Haaland had a chance and he completely fluffed his line and completely shanked it, right? That moment matter, yes. Havertz puts his header away, it's 2-2. But also we cannot do this because City missed chances as well, right? Overall, I think the game was balanced. But I think overall City probably deserved the win because they took their chances. I think the Arsenal played well. But I'm going to tell you something. Wallah al-Azim, this is something that I haven't said before on YouTube. And I'm going to say it today for the first time before I do Osama's super chat. In the game against City, this particular fucking game, context doesn't matter. Excuses doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Only one thing that matters in this game, and Pep Guardiola would tell you this and City would tell you this. The result matters. You can say what you want, Marco. You can say that, yeah, the reason we lost because of this, because of that. This is context, right? But also you aren't giving City context because they missed chances as well. They missed chances as well. So the reality is they did miss chances as well. As much as I know you hit the post, but also they had clear-cut chances and they fucking missed. They had a one-on-one with Semenyo. And he slipped. He literally slipped. Twice, if I'm not mistaken, he slipped. Twice he slipped. So at the end, in this fucking game, all what mattered are results. All what mattered are results, in my opinion. Nothing else mattered. Controlled experiment, City, no injuries, wins titles. Liverpool, no injuries, Slot and Klopp wins 2 titles. One of the things about this is that Sam needs to understand, and people need to understand Osam's point here. Liverpool had no injuries last season. Salah had a brilliant season. They fucking won the title. It doesn't matter if it's 47 GA, whatever. Salah and Van Dijk and the guy, they didn't have injuries. They won the titles. Arsenal, no injuries, bottle at home against Villa. You scientists, you know about controlled experiments. And I agree with you. I agree with you that they bottled that title. They lost against Villa at home. But also, City had a brilliant season. And I'm not giving them excuses. At the end, what you want to look at is if Arsenal don't win the season, you'd be the first team in history to come second 4 times in a row. You can take a look at this and actually say, why haven't we won the title in 4 years when we come second and we collected the most points? This is what you want to look at. If you're an Arsenal fan, this is what you're going to look at. Why haven't we won the title? Right? 2 seasons ago, Arsenal season injuries, Havertz had even like 20 GA and still didn't win the league. If I have evidence you winning without injuries, I treat you different. I agree with this as well. And then, by the way, Wallahi al-Azim, Osam, fuck the injuries. Don't tell me that I'm going to give City or Liverpool or anybody injuries excuses to play Wolves and be 2-0 up. What were you nervous about Liverpool? Which is what Simon Jordan told Martin Keown. Right? You're 2-0 up against a relegated Wolves. Why are you nervous? Why is Martinelli wasting time and doing this to fans and all this shit? What is he? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why did you lose against Bournemouth? Why didn't you play the same way you played against City by pressing, Tchouameni passing forward? Why didn't you do that against fucking Bournemouth at home? You did it against City at the Etihad, the toughest team to play at the Etihad, away from home. Why didn't you play the same game against Bournemouth? And Bournemouth didn't sit deep. Bournemouth didn't sit a low block. Why didn't you do that shit? Why, Arteta? Why did you only play good football when you were under pressure? Why didn't you play the good football against Bournemouth at home? Why didn't you do this? Why did you have to be put under pressure, right? Why did you have to be put under massive pressure and Thierry Henry knocking and this and all of this stuff to start playing good football? Why? You played good football against City, right? Everyone, even Man City said that home. Arsenal came out, they created chances, blah, blah, blah. Why didn't that happen before? I really want to know. I really want to know. Okay, you know what? This is what I'm going to say now, right? LB, I was watching Igal and LB. LB said it. Go and win the next 5 games. You got 5 games, right? You got Newcastle at home, Fulham at home. You got West Ham away. Winnable. West Ham are a tough game. You're in a fucking title race. You're playing a team that is 17th in the fucking league. Go and fucking win. Don't tell me it's a London derby. I can't win. Oh. Don't do this shit, bro. You go and win. You play Burnley, win. You play Crystal Palace away, they are on the fucking beach. Win the damn game. I'm telling you from now. Oh, it's a London derby. Fulham are always, they're a bogey team for us. Oh, Fulham. I'm telling you from now, win the next 5 games and play. Listen, you play Newcastle. Pipe them down, bro. Just fucking pit Newcastle. Newcastle are 14th. Destroy Newcastle. Destroy them. Destroy them. And I'm telling you, I agree with LB. LB said it. if Arsenal win the next 5 fucking games, you'll win that. LB just said it on the football turret. Win the next 5 games, you'll win the league. So I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to take it a step forward further. Win 4 and draw 1, and you'll win the league. But don't come to me. Don't come to me and tell me, but, we played well against Newcastle and we were unlucky. We played well against West Ham away, we were just unlucky. This shit is not going to fucking fly. It's not going to fucking fly. It's not. Exactly. Wallahi al-Azim, I'm telling you this shit. Show me. I'm not. I'm not doing the Henry fucking game. Because I said a draw is very good for Arsenal at the Etihad. Henry's like, go and win at the Etihad. I disagree with Henry. I think a draw at the Etihad would have been very enough for you. It would have been fucking enough for you. Just show us the fire. The next 5 games, the next fucking 5 games, go and fucking win it. That's it. Show me Eze shooting from outside the box. Show me crosses. Show me movement. Show me overlaps. Show me Tchouameni passing forward. Just fucking do it. Compact. Maybe you got 1 game. Maybe you have 2 games where you do it. Maybe you do it like compact and stuff. That's what you have to do. Guys, can we get to 200 likes? We have 150 likes. 200 likes. I want to listen to the rest of the video before we actually do that. Actually, let me do the super chats. Appreciate you people. Mo, it's as simple as Arteta is a coward. I don't know if he's, I don't know the guy. And I don't think he's a coward. I don't think he's a coward. I don't think he is a coward. I just think that the guy literally he starts doing like strange stuff. And it's not cowardness. I think the players actually as well. I think that like Tchouameni is a strange football fucking player, bro. What the fuck I am seeing City playing games, leaving 2-on-2 at the back against Arsenal and having the bravery in a tighter race. And you did it, Arsenal. You fucking did it. You left Haaland 1-on-1. You're doing it against fucking City. Okay, the difference. I'm going to tell you the difference between City and Arsenal. Fonzie, I'm going to tell you the difference between Pep, City, and Arsenal. And maybe that plays to your super chat that Arteta's a coward. Maybe that is the case, right? Maybe that is the fucking case. But let me tell you, right? Let me tell you. Once Pep found his way of playing, the right formula, the right lineup with Cherky, what's his name, Bernardo and these guys, and Kozanov at the back, he's like, I'm going to go with my way of playing football. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a little bit of, not a high line like Hansi Flick, but I'm going to have Gueye and Kozanov. I'm going to push the fullbacks. I'm going to try to press. I'm going to try to close down the spaces in the opposition. And he is playing this against Liverpool, against Arsenal in the Cup. He's playing this every game. He's playing this against Chelsea. He's doing it, right? Well, Arteta showed us that he can be a fucking good coach and he can come up with the right plan and he can press Man City at the Etihad and he can leave a 1-on-1 at the back and Haaland and Gabriel fight and Saliba and Gabriel fight and all of this stuff. When he was under pressure only, why didn't you do the others why didn't you do this against West Ham? Why didn't you do these things? Sorry, against Forest. Why didn't you do these things against Forest? Why didn't you do this against Wolves? Why didn't you do this against Bournemouth? That's the difference between the two coaches. Arteta's a good coach. I'm repeating again. Arteta is a good damn coach. But you need to, you can be a little bit more adaptable in the beginning of the season. You can be. Now, you found a way of playing. Stamp your fucking authority on the games, bro. That's what you need to do. That's what you need to do. It's ridiculous, to be honest with you. We're talking about Forest. We're talking about the games that they played. City, by the way, aren't fucking good, bro. Like City aren't. And I'm gonna tell you something. You know, City aren't as good as what people think. You know what I mean? By the way, City still failed against Forest, but they still had a lot of chances. They did this. They had a lot of like opportunities and all this stuff. We are talking about Forest and Arsenal. You had chances and everything, and you missed chances. But I still think that City didn't find their way until lately. That is what I think. JT saying it goes down to long-term squad management. Wallah al-Azim, that is what I think it goes down to this. Wallahi, JT, you hit the nail on the head. Injuries can be talked about, but just as a variable that you have to account for 100%. So you knew Saka wasn't going to be fit. But Wallah al-Azim, I'm just going to ask a question. Why Madueke? Why stick with Martinelli and Trossard? Why you start the season? Okay, you know, Wallah al-Azim, I'm going to tell you something. I am not going to fault Arteta for signing Eucharist. Everyone wanted Eucharist. Eucharist was the hot property. Eucharist scored 99 goals for Sporting Lisbon. Fine. There is, by the way, similar to City when they got Savinho, Reinders. I'm not going to fault them. City tried with Reinders. City tried with others as well, with Savinho. Yes, it might happen. It might not. I'm not going to. But why Madueke? The guy that already failed at Chelsea. Why stick with Martinelli and Trossard? Why? And don't tell me I didn't have the money. Martinelli, there was offers for him in the summer. We were reporting on the fucking news. Why did you stick with Martinelli? Because he was fucking good in 22-23. Why? And I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to ask a real question. You guys think if Saka was fit, okay, see the injuries thing. You think if Saka was fit, Arsenal would have won against Bournemouth? Is that, you think that, you look at Saka this season and the performances. If Saka was fit, would you have won against Bournemouth? Would you have won? If Saka was fit, would you have won against City? I don't think so. Like, I'm watching Saka this season and I don't think so, to be honest with you. Yes, you provide something, but I don't think so. If you're, let me know, Arsenal fans, let me know. Like, it's like, I understand if Liverpool said, if Salah was scoring last season and Salah got injured, I would say, yeah. But I don't think it's because of the injuries. It's because of the plans and because you still create the chances. Talk about our terrible attackers and Arteta's trash building and mentality, build-up and mentality, but put the zero injuries and control experiment fries in the bag. Why is that? Didn't you have a very good season in 23-24 and at the end you didn't win the league? Is that wrong? But by the way, there are some injuries that happened for Arsenal that season as well, but didn't Thomas Partey was fit the most of the season? Also, Ben White was fantastic, actually. Wasn't Thomas Partey fit the most of the season? Am I wrong? Wasn't Thomas Partey fit most of the season? I'm checking, actually. 23-24, no, Partey was injured the most of the season, yeah, for 130 days. He missed 25 games. Okay, I hear you. But Haaland was injured for City for a while as well, if I'm not mistaken. Erling Haaland, right? Unless I'm mistaken. But actually that proves one thing. If the injuries, it's not about the injuries. 23-24, Haaland as well missed a lot of games, actually. 23-24. Bro, 23-24, Haaland had 4 injuries, actually. 4 injuries. And KDB was missing. Isn't 23-24, KDB was missing first half of the season completely, right? Am I missing something? But again, that proves the point that you had Partey injured and you still had a good season. So it's not the injury excuse doesn't matter. Mo, how about this? Reasons 1 to 65 for us losing is Arteta's mistake, lack of quality up top, and the reason 166 Saka and Timber not there. Fair. I'm gonna let the chat respond to you, Marco. But you wouldn't. Okay, so can I destroy this argument? Can I genuinely destroy this argument? Did City score because you had no Timber and Saka? No. The answer is no. The other answer is, if Saka was there, what does that have to do with Havertz missing the chance? Am I wrong to say that, Marco? So what is Saka and Timber being there with Havertz missing a one-on-one and Havertz missing the header? What is that? And does Saka have anything to do with Eucharist playing 40 minutes and having 0 touches? 0 touches. 0? So I don't think Saka. What does Saka have to do with this? I don't understand. I don't get it. What does Saka have to do? You can't argue that the fact that the better quality gives us better chance, though. But I don't think that Saka has been good this season. He has played multiple games, and Madueke, there is a lot of games that Madueke was better than Saka. Why are you forgetting that there's a lot of games that Madueke, a lot of people said that Madueke should start ahead of Saka. Midway through the season, a lot of people said that Madueke might start ahead of Saka because Saka wasn't performing well. Why are we forgetting this? I think a lot of people said that, even Arsenal fans said that Saka was not even great. And by the way, Timber, good and everything, but I don't think that Timber would have prevented anything. A lot of people said that. Why are we lying? Why are we lying? Madueke, who told you that Saka wouldn't have been horrible lately? So you play the center back on him. This is ridiculous. Okay. This is nuts. This is nuts. So you're saying that you conceded because of Timber being injured. But that's called squad building. That's squad building. That's squad building for real. And by the way, you have very good defenders that should be able to stop Doku if Timber's out. So guys, let me just establish something. If Timber gets injured in the beginning of next season, Arsenal should give up on winning the title or actually challenging for the title. And to clarify, I don't think we lost because of injuries, but you want a full analysis, right? If that is your full analysis, that because of Timber's not there. So, okay, forget City. Why did you not win against Bournemouth and why did you not win against Wolves? Why? Why did you drop the points against them? Can I understand? Marcos, honestly speaking, why did you drop the points against them? I misquoted you here. Why did I misquote you? So what is if you didn't lose against the injuries, so what is your full analysis? I don't understand. So you said, and to clarify, I don't think we lost because of injuries, but you want a full analysis. Is that your full analysis, that you lost the game because of Doku, not because of Timber not being there and Doku would not have created chances? I disagree. I think you lost because you got things wrong, and that's about it, because City were more clinical than you and because City created chances. What? He is stubborn and slow to adjust. It was a close game. Could have gone either way. If he adjusted like he did for City sooner, he wouldn't need to rely on it. I agree with this as well. I actually think you're right. I think he's stubborn. I think he is stubborn, and I don't understand why he didn't adjust earlier against other teams as well. JT, I think Arteta is a good coach. He just needs to I think it's about mental preparation for games. I think literally it's about mental preparation for games. Like, I thought he prepared this team very well for City. Very, very well. The team went out. They were on fire. The team were pressing. Things were going well. I think he prepared the team very well. I think he prepared this team wrong for the likes of Bournemouth. I think he prepared the team wrong for other games as well. That's what I think. I think he prepared the team wrong for Sporting Lisbon as well. I think he prepared his team wrong for Southampton. I think he prepared the team wrong for the cup game, for Mansfield. I think he prepared the team wrong. That's what I think, to be honest with you, JT. I think he has a problem probably with the relaying a message to the players and the team. Can we get the likes up? Can we hear? Are we going to hear the rest of the videos? Can we, by the way, can we get the likes up to 200? Rate Saka 1 to 10. Take some time, then tell me, please. Can you guys tell me? Rate Saka from 1 to 10 this season. Rate Saka from 1 to 10. Can you guys know? And I could go on until context 165 and then at the bottom of analysis and say Saka and Timber not there. You can. But that makes it negligible. If it's the reason 166 and there is 165 reason before that, that means it's negligible. 6. Someone said 6. Someone literally rated Saka 6. 6 this season. Are you crazy? Do you think Arteta's tactics are predictable now and that's why they are fading? I think you have the players to actually, even if they are predictable, you can absolutely win games, 100%. Is that correct, Marco? They're negligible, right? Like, if you have 165 reasons why you didn't win and then the 166, I can give you the 166 reason, but it's negligible. Ahmad, do you think Saka 6 this season? I think it's crazy for you to say it's 6 this season. Generally, I think it's crazy. I'll give him 5, 4. And for his standards, I'll give him 2. Guys, hit that like button. 200 likes is the target underneath the thing. Come on, hit that like button. Let's hear the rest. Hit that like button, people.
Arsenal played with 4 central defenders yesterday. No Calafiori to develop the play in midfield that they normally have. No Timber.
By the way, he's lying. Because even when Calafiori was fit, Arteta chose Hincapié. And you aren't going to tell me that any Arsenal fan would say here that Hincapié has been worse than Calafiori. So Arteta chose Hincapié more than... And if Calafiori was 100% fit in the game against City, if you ask 100 fans, Arteta would have chosen Hincapié.
That tenacity that it has to help when Haaland's doing his stuff, yeah?
But you've got to find a way, haven't you?
Yeah, but
the squad should be strong
people
enough
come in to replace
with that.
Don't they? We're on our 3rd right back yesterday.
But that's not the point, is it?
No, it is the point.
You keep ignoring the point.
It's not your point.
You can elevate your voice if you want to because you don't like the conversation. No one would look at Arsenal winning, losing away to Man City as a bad result. It's the other results.
There's always a first choice player, isn't there? So when a second choice player
when you're playing against the bottom sides in the division and you're
yes, that's a different discussion. We're talking about yesterday.
That's why they've lost.
I'm talking about
that's a big part.
That's why they've lost their position.
Yes, Simon's point's
that's why they've lost their position.
That's why they've lost the position they were in.
Don't you think the workload though has affected the Arsenal players with the injuries and for...
Why can't... Okay, I'm going to say something. Why Martin Keown cannot say straight that he's disappointed at Arsenal, that I think they should have won against this team and that team, whatever the teams. I think Mikel Arteta was leading by 6 points, and I think he shouldn't. Like, I don't understand why it cannot... But listen, he can say both. I disagree with you. If Calafiori and Hincapié are fit, he would have chosen Hincapié. That's maybe we just agree to disagree. Why can't you just sit down and say, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that he didn't play this. He should have done this. He should have done that. But we have injuries and stuff like this. Why he doesn't say that? Why he doesn't want to say this? Why it's always why he has an excuse? Like why is it that he's dancing around it? Why is he dancing around? Why is he not straight? I don't understand. Why is he not straight? I don't get it, to be honest with you. Like I don't know. Is this maybe William? Maybe? I don't get it.
Fatigue, no. You know, talk of players.
Well, you know more than
talk
we
of players
do about
playing
that.
with.
So
talk
Man
of-
City. Man City are in all the competitions. They're in the League Cup, they're in the FA Cup, they're in the Champions League until
But
recently.
they
They're
invested
exactly
well
the same.
and wisely
So
in the
Arsenal-
transfer
so Arsenal
window,
didn't. So
didn't
Arsenal
they? Guéhi and Semenyo
That's
have
true.
come in. Semenyo's still the top goal scorer at Bournemouth.
Well, I didn't hear you talking about Arsenal signing the players in January up until now. I haven't heard you mention that. We now mention it now because we're taking Arsenal to task.
CJT here is an Arsenal fan, and he's actually saying it as it is. And that the problem is this for Martin Keown. If he wasn't reluctant to criticize other things, the context of injuries wouldn't be necessary excuse. But the way he's speaking about it, it sounds like an excuse. You're spot on. You are absolutely spot on, JT. The problem is he isn't talking about the other elements. And that's what I keep telling you people. You can mention injuries like what Marco's did, like what Marco did. Marco said there's 165 reasons why we didn't win, we're not winning. And maybe you can mention the 166 reason is why this injury. The problem with Martin Keown is his go-to is the injuries, fatigue, like this. So it sounds like you're giving excuses instead of context. If you criticize and you say the plan, because no one can tell me here that Arsenal have played good football over the last a month and a half or 2 months. No one. Like, no one can sit here and tell me, yeah, Arsenal played good football, they were just unlucky. No, you weren't. You didn't play great football lately. Like, for example, the Carabao Cup final, you didn't lose because of injuries or fatigue. You lost because of tactics, because City were better, because you played Kepa. This is why you lost, because City deserved the win 100%. But you can't just say that, oh, by the way, the fatigue and the injuries and all of the stuff. He is saying this. The problem is, every time Simon Jordan is trying to push him to say about other games, he brings it back to fatigue and all of the stuff. That is the fucking problem.
Because at this moment in time, they've blown up. I hope they don't.
And
I hope
Mark,
they
we're
win the
not
league.
giving you a hard time. Don't mean to do that. But it does seem from the outside looking in,
But it's
the
just
same story is developing
100%.
in Arsenal.
100% is the same story. You know what I mean? I want to hear what Simon Jordan says, but it's just, I don't know if he works for Arsenal. It's just ridiculous.
Well, I think Man City can probably handle the pressure. I mean, they did.
they do that. That's because of the history that's around Arsenal, isn't it?
Sure.
So the recent history, Man City have been on this journey. They were 44 years without a trophy. weren't they?
You just made an argument moments ago, which was that it's a new Man City team, and now you're
Why Martin Keown is always like, he never acknowledges, there's always a reason behind everything for Martin Keown. It's because of the history of Arsenal, because of this. It's like, it's just. Okay, do you accept the tactics are a function of the players available to play? Arsenal look very different with Odegaard, right? And I still think that Odegaard, I don't think that Odegaard played fantastic, actually. Players available matter, excuses, no, context, yes. Yeah, but I disagree with this. I think you should try to play kind of certain type of game, even with players that are not available. Bro.
making an argument.
Well, it
Oh, Man
is.
City.
It is. It is.
I mean, if Arsenal are to lose this Premier League, they won't have lost it because they lost to Man City yesterday. They'll have lost it because they drew against Forest and they drew against Wolves when they were 2-0 up.
I want to stop here and I want to say something that if people do want to watch me, it's up to them. And if people want to watch me, it is up to them. The criticism of Arsenal over the last month or two should stay valid even if Arsenal win the league. And let me explain to you something, what I mean by this. Imagine if you're driving a car at the end, right? Imagine if you're driving a car and at the end of the race, you are being reckless and you drove wrong and you kind of slipped and the car turned and then you became second. But you were very good during the first, the race is like 50 laps. And during the first 40 laps, you were fantastic. And then in the last 10 laps, you are starting to be reckless. You're starting to be bad. The guy behind you has caught up to you, not because they are quick. It's because you are starting to slag off. You're starting to be bad in driving. And then everyone is criticizing you. Everyone is talking about, why did you slag off? Why didn't you keep the same way of driving? Why did you start being reckless? Why did you start doing bad? And then at the end, the guy that took over from you kind of had an accident and they slipped. And then you still won the race. Whatever happened in the 5 laps from lap 40 to lap 45, the guy to catch up to you, that criticism is still valid and it needs to be looked at. And you still, for the future, you still need to fix that. I'm sure they would sit together with the team. The driver would sit together with the team and they would say, why did that happen? Why from lap 40 to lap 45, people started catching up to us? Why did we slow down? Why the driving was bad there? So the next race, if you are leading again, from lap 40 to 45, you don't fumble. You don't start bad driving. You keep the same. That's what I want to say about this. Every criticism that is happening to Arsenal today should still be valid, even if Arsenal win. And that is the difference between me and every other YouTuber. I will congratulate Arsenal. I will say great achievement. I will say which is, by the way, Wallah al-Azim, you're fine. This is exactly spot on. It could be the car, it could be the driver, it could be the road, it could be these slabs, it could be the guy in his ear, it could be anything. But there is a reason why you slowed down, correct? And that reason need to be investigated and you need to come up with a solution why this happens, right? And also, if it happened in a season and it happened in another season, it happened in a third season, you need to start looking at reasons why from lap 40 to lap 45, I'm slowing down. I don't look the same as the first 40 laps, right? I need to see why that happened, right? And that is what the difference between me and either. If Arsenal win the league this season, and they still can win it, right? They still can win it. What happened during this last period, during March and April, people should be able to still criticize it to see why this is happening. Why at this period of the season you drop off. Whatever you want to come up with the solution. That's not our job. That's not your job, by the way. You know whose job is this? Is the sporting director, the board, and Mikel Arteta. That is their job. To find why during this time people catch up to me. Why I'm driving slower here. I hope that people understand this. You cannot actually, and that's the difference with me and, like, if Arsenal go on and win the league, you cannot say that Arsenal were faultless. Arsenal were 100% amazing during the season. You can say that Arsenal were great in the first 40 laps, but then from lap 40 to 45, Arsenal stumbled, or from lap 40 to lap 50, Arsenal stumbled and limped because the other guy that is driving is the guy that fell. He had an accident. So I hope that people understand this, right? I hope that people understand it. I hope that people are smart enough to know what I'm talking about. Not everything is great. Not everything is great. And it's not binary. It's not because Arsenal won, they are 100% great, and Arsenal lost. You need to understand this, right? I don't think you played good football against Sporting in both legs at all. I don't think you played good against Sporting or against Bayer Leverkusen at all. Like, I hope that people smart enough to understand what I mean by this. Because if it happens once, you can say yes. If it happens twice, you know that actually, I think if I'm not mistaken, In his tenure, Arteta got the least points in the games in April, points to game ratio in April. He won 11 games, drew 7 and lost 8. That is the worst period in his career at Arsenal. If it's injuries, why the injuries happen during April? I hope that people understand what I'm saying here. And people need to understand there is always context. And you can actually get the reasons. Oh, there's always reasons with you. Castro, there's always reason with you. There's always a reason. Things this, things that, you know. There's always a reason with you.
And they drew against Brentford. And they lost to Bournemouth. That is the reasons why Arsenal, which they've done previously. Now, whether you want to qualify that as bottling or you want to qualify it as a team that somehow or another, whether it's from the leadership down, because the fish rots from the head down, doesn't have the chutzpah to get across the line at certain times. Now, it's a foot race now. It's a foot race now. Arsenal have made it a foot race.
What do you mean?
Well, they brought Man City back. Man City didn't drag themselves back in. Man City have taken 27 points out of 14 games.
Arsenal have opened the door.
That's not magnificent form.
Right.
That's relatively good form.
You guys, I want to tell you guys
yesterday.
something before we continue this video. Wallah al-Azim, the people that keep telling me, everyone said that Arsenal are not good, right? Do you guys know that Man City and Arsenal, there is only 2 points. Man City played 14 games in 2026 and collected 27 points, and Arsenal played 14 games and collected 25 points. You know, that's what I keep saying, that people aren't seeing the full picture. Man City aren't great. Man City in 2026 weren't good. Man City drew 6 games in 2026. And 6 games out of 14 games is a lot of fucking games. Man City dropped points. Okay, let me just give you the facts. In 2026, in the Premier League, Manchester City played 14 games. They dropped points in half these games. Half these games. They dropped points in 7 games out of 14. Losing 1 and drawing 6. Half the damn time. Half the fucking games. Man City. Man City aren't good. Man City aren't great. Man City, I want to tell you something. If you play 38 games and you drop points in half the games, half the fucking games, if you drop points in 19 games, you think you win the league? Guys, I'm just going to tell you something. If you play 38 games and you drop points in 19 games, you think you fucking win the league? Now, here is a problem. Here is a problem, which is what Sam said. After City drew West Ham, Martin, LB, and all the City fans gave up. Can you say to me and Mo, we're glazing, but all the City fans giving up too? That's why Arsenal form is unacceptable. Arsenal dropped points, on the other hand, on exactly 7 games as well. Arsenal dropped points in the exact same number of games as City. 7 games and 7 games. But you know the difference? Arsenal lost 2 extra games. City drew 2 extra games. So this is why the 2 points. But if you want to talk about a calendar table, right? So this tells you in 2025, Arsenal have collected 5 more points out of City. 5 more points. Even though Arsenal dropped the exact same points again, the same number, like Arsenal dropped points in 5 games, and City dropped points in, but they played game less at that time. Played the game less. Because City now have played the game less than Arsenal. So City have dropped in 5 games from 18. Arsenal dropped 5 in 19. But Arsenal won more game. So they have 5 points. That's what is happening. People just forget things, and Let's actually hear the rest.
They'd scored 9 goals in 3 games without return. City have found their form. It's a combination of the two, Simon. It's Arsenal not.
No,
Look,
if Arsenal taking care of business, City wouldn't get looking. If Arsenal, you can't go. I mean, Wolves have been smashed by everybody. They had a tiny little pinprick of improvement, and that you're 2-0 up. You're heading for the Premier League.
Arsenal weren't bad. Arsenal they lost 2 and drew 3 out of 19 games. They collected 45 points. Let me tell you the difference. Arsenal collected 45 points, so they were on course. If the next 19 games, Arsenal were on course to get 90 points in the next 19 games.
You don't draw against teams like Wolves. You don't draw against teams like Forest and Brentford. If you're trying to win the Premier League, now there's something fundamentally wrong with Arsenal's approach, whether it's a loss of Saka or whether it's they've started to hedge their bets in games. And even despite the performance yesterday, which I thought was a decent performance, there wasn't a part of me in that game that thought that Arsenal were going to win this game. There's a part of me that thought they're in this game. They're competing in this game, which is the least I thought they would do. I knew that Arsenal would be competitive in this game. I knew that they wouldn't be overawed. They've got big players out there playing in big stages, but there's a different ingredient between those that can win and those that look like they can win. And at this moment in time, and I hope to be wrong, because I don't want Man City winning the Premier League. I don't want them dominating the Premier League. I don't think it's great for the Premier League to have a team win it 6 times out of the last 7 occasions.
When Simon says that, he's okay, but when Mo says that, he's a clown. Just want to put this out there. To be honest with you guys, just want to put this out there, right? I want you guys to hear this about Arsenal from James, and because this is spot on as well, right? And can we get the likes up to 200? There's 50 likes to 200.
I worry that there's some people, Mikel included, that look at that second Man City goal and are going crazy at Martinelli. They go, Martinelli, you jumped, so you left O'Reilly, and that caused the goal. So what? He got that bit wrong. It happens. We're asking players, we're asking these players to be robots if they can never make a single error in press or in build-up, because it's difficult. Do you press that guy? Do you cover? Who are you watching? This is an attack-minded player who wants to get on the ball, he hasn't shown it for a long time, Martinelli, but he wants to be a flary, goal-scoring winger. And we're asking him to constantly worry about, what do we do? Do I press it over? He loses his man, cool. Then it goes to Doku, then it goes back to O'Reilly, Zubimendi doesn't follow him, Gabriel's bullied by Arne, goes to the back of the net. I bet there's a lot of people who think that Martinelli error, and I include Arteta in this, I think there's a lot of people who think that Martinelli error is bigger than the misses.
I actually think he's spot on here because of one thing. I genuinely said that, okay, even if Martinelli pressed wrong, does that mean that every time you're going to press wrong, you're going to fucking concede a goal? And also, the goal didn't come because Martinelli pressed wrong. There is still time for you to recover. Why are you conceding? There's so many other things. And also the other team can be just good. I think Tchouameni did the right thing. I got the picture here. For everyone that keeps saying, Tchouameni, for anyone, I'm going to repeat again, Tchouameni, I want you to remove fucking Tchouameni from the picture and make him stick with O'Reilly. You aren't going to tell me that Doku doesn't have a clear shot on goal if Tchouameni is not there. Everyone that says otherwise never played football. There is always, if Doku had the shot here, if Tchouameni doesn't step up and stick with Nico O'Reilly and Doku shoots and scores, everyone would have said, why didn't you fucking step up Tchouameni to face Doku after he dribbled Mosquera? But no one wants to say that. There is more other things as well in this goal that happened, right? Yeah, Turkish is so disappointed. Jordan Jarrett Bryan. For me, I said that, and I know me and Paz disagreed yesterday. I think that is the reality. But I get what James is saying. Because Martinelli pressed strong, that means you fucking conceded a chance. You're mad. Are you fucking crazy? Because Martinelli pressed one player wrong, you're conceding a damn chance. Are you fucking crazy? I hear what James is saying. And people are, People are doing Martinelli this, Martinelli that. What about Kai Havertz? What about Gyökeres not having a fucking touch? One touch. One freaking touch. By the way, watch this. Because it's crazy.
I think the pressure of being up there has taken its toll. It took its toll on a couple of seasons now. They finished second on 3 occasions. I just think it would go. Listen, the momentum is with Man City, of course it is. But I was impressed with Arsenal yesterday. I thought they should have got a draw out of the game. Obviously, you see the chance at the end there, the Gabriel header, and it's easy header there from Kai Havertz. He has to score, and Gary says in commentary, if he scores that, it's over. It wasn't over. The big man steps up when he's needed on the big occasions. Then crucial moments, Haaland out-muscles Gabriel, shouldn't have been on the pitch anyway, and he finishes it off, and that is why they're champions. But I've looked at the fixtures this morning and I just feel like there is some tough games there for City. There's tough games for Arsenal also, but I just think they might just pip them. I think the pressure...
I'll tell you something. Just Gabriel was so focused on fucking fighting Haaland instead of him focusing on the game. Like, I just think you can say foul or not foul or whatever thing. I thought that Gabriel was so focused, and Haaland just got the better of him a couple of times. It's just as simple as that. Sometimes you're going to have to sit and admit that maybe, number one, the path is good. Rodri is going on. Like, Gabriel's head was not in the fucking game. I just have to admit that Haaland, just in that moment, just scored. Again, it's Shirky as well. Gabriel fumbled, in my opinion, and fucked up. Shirky's great. And I will have to applaud Shirky because what an entertaining player to watch, in my opinion. But he's so entertaining. And at the end, again, he's fucking amazing. And I gotta have to say that Haaland just got the better out of Gabriel. I think Doku was fantastic. Semenyo wasn't even good. Also, the quality of Rodri in the middle, and I don't want to be harsh, but Rice and Tchouameni got outclassed by Bernardo and Rodri completely. Completely got out fucking played. It's a quality thing. I mentioned plenty of times, it's a fucking quality thing. They were good, not great, my opinion. People are tagging me. Someone, Jacobs, whatever, just tagging me. Stop being a fraud. Doku was City's main threat. Of course, Timber makes a difference. Madwick in the first half had many opportunities. Injuries. Someone, I don't know, Jacobs, is tagging me on Twitter saying, Timber would have made a difference. Okay, then. Whatever. You know what? I'm just going to have to, from now on, I'm going to have to tell people, I'm going to say my opinion, and you can say your opinion, and whatever makes you sleep well at night. Generally, whatever makes you sleep well at night. You know what? Whatever makes you put the side on the pillow, put your head on the pillow, your side on the bed, and makes you sleep well at night. Whatever.
Moment. And that Havertz chance felt like a massive moment in this sort of what would be Arsenal season. And they weren't ruthless today because I think the performance was there. That's as good as you'll see a team come and play at Manchester City. They were really good. However, they've missed 3 or 4 big chances. Havertz missed, this is the one with the one-on-one with Donnarumma, and Donnarumma comes out. Eze's one off the post. You've then got the Gabriel header. You've then got the Havertz header at the end. You've got 3 or 4... If you said you're going to get 4 chances like that against Manchester City here, you'd say you have to take one of them. And they've not been ruthless in taking it. So, look, next Saturday they've got to go out. It's a different game against Newcastle where the expectation is on them to be the creators, to be the sort of team that go and win the game. Today, they had to just basically sort of play well and get the result, and they didn't get...
I agree with Gary Neville here. It's now on them to show against Newcastle that it's on you to go and win. Against City, it wasn't on you to go and win. Vator, big up, Habibi. Thank you. What do you think happened to Arsenal team? You know what, Vator? I've actually started asking questions about Arsenal defense about a couple of months ago, and I said that the Arsenal defense does not look as great as it looked in the beginning of the season in 2025. And I think it's down to multiple elements. I think it's down to teams being more brave against Arsenal. And it's down to Arsenal not dominating position and situations as much as before. I feel like lately Arsenal have been a little bit reactive in defending. And I think that they're not proactive as in the beginning of the season. And that is probably because of the pressure. You aren't reading the game well. You are being reactive. You aren't proactive. And I think, yeah, maybe Timber is a big part of that defense. But I remember Saliba didn't play and Gabriel was injured. And Timber, also Mosquera played right back. And still Arsenal had clean sheets and no shots on target against them. And there's a lot of time. The Arsenal didn't have all the 4 defenders available. And they still didn't concede a chance. I remember that part. But I think set pieces have disappeared because I think that Arsenal, again, the movement haven't been the same. That yesterday, Mosquera got the chance. Sorry, against City, Mosquera got the chance. Didn't even hit the target. He didn't even hit the target. And in the beginning of the season, Arsenal used to hit the target from these set pieces. Hit the target, make the target work, make the goalkeeper work. And that is a problem for them. But if you notice, forget the set pieces, Arsenal didn't create a lot from open play over the last 10 games, like what they used to do. That is what happened. Better, my opinion. But for what Gary Neville said, it is on Arsenal now to go against Newcastle and win the game. Show people that they need to win the game. Show people, create chances, dominate Newcastle. That will give you confidence, in my opinion. I have a lot of videos actually right here.
Is history weighing too heavily, do you think?
It is, of course. It's quite really heavy. There's a lot of pressure around, and I think there's a high expectation from the fans as well. You can feel the fans quite tense and nervous because they want to win it so badly. But this is the moment where Mikel and his staff has to manage this kind of pressure, to release those pressure for the players and to perform. And I think today they had a good game. They were like front foot, and they were quite really aggressive. I think his tactics
that doesn't matter.
Of course it matters. And of course that will not make you win or lose games. But when you're looking at the games that they played against Bournemouth, or they played the games in the Champions League, I felt that today they were quite more up to it and more up front. And the details between those two teams is that they didn't take their chances and City took their chances. And I don't think City was a better team. I don't think City created more than the differences between those two teams is that Haaland scored the winning goal and Havertz did.
That is one thing, this is one way to look at it. But at the end, it's points on the board. Nobody will remember that Arsenal played well at the Etihad, right? Nobody will come and say, but we played well at the Etihad. But Arsenal played well at the Etihad and they didn't win the game. Nobody will remember that. Nobody will. Like, nobody remembers what the performances were in 23-24 season. Everyone remembers one thing. They remember that Arsenal didn't win. Nobody will remember these things. I thought overall City were the better team. It's the last video. The last video.
It's not the fact. It's the fact that coming into this game, could they stay within 3 points? No disrespect to Burnley. Expect Man City to go and win at Burnley. Then they become top of the table, and that's what we was all expecting. That's what we was all thinking would happen. And the big sort of chat today, could Arsenal get a draw here? And they couldn't. Man City did it, and they're doing it. Well, so why would everyone rip them off?
A reminder, if they win at Burnley, which you would expect them to do, which you do expect them to do, they will go top on goal difference. Then Arsenal play twice against Newcastle and Fulham. Could go 6 clear again before City go to Everton, who've made life pretty difficult for Liverpool today, albeit lost, and Brentford, who'll be chasing European football themselves. So it's going to be a little bit nip and tuck, isn't it, in these finals?
Yeah, but Arsenal from their camp will believe that City are going to win every game. That has to be their mindset. And obviously it'll be the same for them. I think you can't be looking at other teams to try and do you a favour. And that's why it was in Arsenal hands a little bit today to come here and try and get. That's why the result, and a good result, obviously would have been a draw. So that's the frustration. But Arsenal will now be sitting at the restaurant believing that Man City.
That's why I said that Arsenal should win every game. Arsenal should aim to win every game. That's it. Win every game, get your points, and maybe City will drop points. That's what is going to happen. That's what you should aim for. That's what you should look for to do. That's the reality. So for me, that's what Arsenal need to do, in my opinion. Just win your damn games, and that's about it, you know? That's about it. But listen, Chelsea play Brighton. I cannot wait for the Chelsea versus Brighton game, to be honest. But also Inter play Como. I'll be watching Inter Como as well. It's in the cup. It's the second game of the cup, like second leg. I want to thank everyone that joined us. No, we remember Arsenal came to the Etihad for a draw. People will remember. We'll see you guys. Hit that like button, guys, before you go. We are very close to 200 likes, actually. So hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys later on MHF. Later. Mo, does Arteta peak too early? Could he investigate? I don't know. Maybe the rotation. Maybe it's something like this. I actually don't know. I don't know. I will see you guys later today. It's a 2-hour show. Is a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in. This will take you to the watch along of Osam, of course. And we're out of here, people.